a game where stickbots and hi-fi rush meet. It's a new exciting looter shooter in development by Simon Fredholm for roguelike enjoyers and rhythm game sweats alike. Hi, my name's Rocky, and today we are going to be going over RoboBeat, the gameplay, the weapons, and all the other goodies it has to offer. First of all, let's talk gameplay. How it works is you choose a track, in other words music, and you get weapons at the beginning and progressively as you play. To do damage fast to kill enemies, you have to shoot them on the beat of the song you choose. It can be difficult with some songs, but don't worry. If you're not about that beat, or tone deaf as the devs would put it, there's a chill mode that allows you to play without a beat. You just shoot to your heart's content. Thanks to the game's blooming community and the customization page, you are able to import and play with your own custom songs. I will link the official RoboBeat Discord in the description so you can get some of these. And while you're down there, you may as well like and subscribe to support me and my journey as a creator. Now that you're back, let's talk enemies. For most of them I could not find official names, so I'm just gonna call them what I usually call them. First, you got stickbots. These little guys use melee attacks that hit for roughly 20 damage. They're easy to pick off individually, but be careful for a horde of these fuckers, cause it can be deadly. Then you have the stickbots, who had a burly man knock on their door and shout,
"You're a wizard, Harry."
These guys do ranged attacks, and only roughly about 15 damage each. Fun fact, these guys, along with most of the other enemies, will not attack if there's currently no beat playing. Now on to enemies that don't bear resemblance to one of my favorite childhood toys. We have the floating eye turret thingies. These guys shoot rapid bullets that, from what I could tell, do either 5 or 15 damage per bullet. If you know the answer, comment down below, because I couldn't really tell. These enemies are easy to kill as long as you aim for the eyeball. Next, you have the circular shotgun guys. These circular assholes shoot 3 bullets at once that deal around 15 damage. But be warned, if you kill one, it will turn into an angry ball of fire that does 25 damage. Don't worry though, it is easily parryable to stop the damage. Next, you have the wall-mounted turrets. These big boys are an upgraded version of the previously mentioned eye turrets. They deal 15 damage in rapid succession. And finally, for the enemies that are currently here, you have the only one with an official name that I could find, the Ray Punk. This beast does 25 damage in singular shots, and all my testing, this is all the attacks I could find that he does. Tell me if you know of more, and I'll pin your comment down below. The next thing we will be focusing on is weapons and all their nitty-gritty details. Your first gun, and a gun you will pretty much have, always, is the revolver. A gun made for all my futuristic wannabe cowboys out there. It has a 1-beat cooldown, dealing 130 damage per second. If you're a dead shot like my boy Cassidy from Overwatch, it does 292 on a critical. One of the best weapons in the game is the bouncer. With a 1-beat cooldown, it does 69 damage per second, and 231 on a critical hit. How it works is if you hit a shot on any surface, it will bounce off and deal an immediate critical hit on any nearby enemy. One of my personal favorite guns is the Tempo. It is a grenade launcher with a 1-beat cooldown, dealing 119 damage per second, and 249 on a critical hit. My favorite thing to do with it is aim downwards and go ballistic, shooting it to fly around in the air. A gun that is a perfect partner to combo with the Tempo is the Cosmic. It has a 1-beat cooldown like most other guns, dealing 204 damage per second and a critical hit of 612. A good way to pair this is with the Tempo, as if you do the flying trick that we talked about earlier and shoot down with the Cosmic, it will crit anything, as the Cosmic's ability is to hit a crit shot when and only when you are mid-air. It takes 1 beat to charge the crit and 1 to fire the crit. Another gun is the Contact. It is a 1-beat cooldown gun that deals 90 damage per second. With a critical shot of 180, its special ability is a fun one. It allows you to hit 2 enemies, as when you shoot an enemy and another one is nearby, it will guaranteed hit the second enemy. The ping pong paddle, yes like the paddle in table tennis, is a gun that shoots, and every 3rd shot explodes. It does 77 damage per second with a critical shot of 154. It has a 1-beat cooldown, and it is a very difficult gun to master, but I will link a song that pairs very well to listen to learn its pattern. Now the Flux is the second gun you will get, and finally, it is the only gun with something other than a 1-beat cooldown, as it has a 2-beat cooldown. It is a shotgun that does 167 damage per second with a 335 damage on crit. Now moving on to your utilities, or in other words, abilities. These are items that you pick up along the way that will aid you in your battle against the stick bots. The first one I will go over is my personal favorite, as it allows me to swing around the map like Link in Zelda. And that would be the hookshot. And, like in Zelda, all you do is aim, shoot, and get flung to the position you aimed for. Have you ever wanted to be able to teleport around like Nightcrawler from the X-Men? Well, this ability, Teleport, is perfect for you, as, in the name, it allows you to teleport all around the room in an instant. Heartstopper is an ability that slows down time, so you can live your dreams of being the Flash. Just please don't be like Quicksilver. The next ability is the first one you get, Lightning Strike. You aim and hit enemies, sending them airborne, turning them yellow, allowing for critical hits no matter where you hit them, for the duration of the time that they are mid-air. Next are the various icons you're going to see while you play the game, on doors, in your HUD, etc. The workshop is a place usually at the end of a boss room where you can collect new blueprints, which is how you craft guns and utilities for blip points. You can also grab guns in here. Are you low on health? Have you been getting your ass whooped by enemies? Well, look out for this symbol, as it means when you clear the room, you can gain back some of those delicious health points. Like the health icon, if you see this icon on a door, or if you clear it, you will get blip points. These allow you to craft and unlock guns, abilities, and rooms. You can also use them to gain health before a boss. You can also find this icon in the bottom right of your HUD to see the total amount of blip you have. If you see these icons, at least currently in the demo stage, don't go in them. If there are better rooms, go in those, as currently there's no use for money. The dev has said that later on you should be able to buy things mid-game using your hard-earned money. This icon is pretty simple, as it means you are approaching the boss. However, this symbol doesn't mean you are going straight into a fight. At first, you will be in a room with a crafting bench and a box to buy health for blip. After that, you will tangle with my main man Raypunk, whom we mentioned earlier. These icons are some of the most beautiful you can see in the game, as they allow you to get new weapons and utilities in between combat. Speaking of combat, this symbol is the most common you will see, as it is on every door with combat behind it, so be wary, traveler. Lastly for icons is data chips. Sadly, at the time of recording and writing this, whenever I enter the room, my game bugs and won't let me get chips. But essentially, they are constant buffs that aid you in battle. You must unlock this room with blip first, before you will see it. Next, we will be going into our various objects in rooms. Barrels are objects that will explode if you shoot them, and like the lightning strike, the yellow barrels will send enemies in the air, and you will only do critical damage to them while they are in the air. But green barrels just explode, so you can embrace your inner Tiny Tina madness. Next are rails. You'll see these on the walls around the map. You can slide on these, and they allow for you to get special kills on enemies if murdered whilst gliding on one of them. Jump pads are pretty self-explanatory. You step on them and you get sent flying into the air. The death pads are little pads that shoot deadly spikes when you're standing on them. They are very, very dangerous, so be careful when you see them. That's all currently in the demo. Now I'm going to list some stuff that I would like to see in the full release. In the second level, when you reach the end and beat the boss, there's an endless mode which you can unlock. It would be very, very nice if I'd be able to access that in the hub whenever. Maybe I unlock it by beating all the levels or spending blip points on it. It would just be very nice to be able to access endless mode without having to do a whole entire level every time I want to play it. Other than that, this game is one of the best I've seen all year. So to my new or current RoboBeat players, I wish you good luck and good timing. I'll see you next time.